guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber First from Kyuujin, and today we are back as guys with House of Dragon, episode 5.
Last episode, Damon showed up in the capital.
Did you say Dave?
I was about to say Damien. Damon showed up in the capital with his narrow sea crown, and he gave it to his brother. He was welcomed home, gave a hug to Viserys, which was pretty cute, let's say. Like, I mean, it really looked like he missed his family. He wanted to be there.
His brother was finally back on good terms.
Yeah, and after that he talked to Rhaenyra, and she told him that she saw marriage as like the end of her freedom. So she doesn't see a future like that, and she would rather be alone and lonely than go through with this. So he took it upon himself to show her the good aspect of life, so the stuff that she can still enjoy, and how even though marriage being a duty and you have to do that, like, you can still have fun on the side and get what you want.
The Lotus Tricks and Flea Bottom, and they ended up in a whorehouse.
Yeah, to be fair, he was also using her, using this as an opportunity to kind of get her and get back at his brother. Kind of mess things up. So people are talking about how he manipulated the situation to sully Rhaenyra for multiple reasons, and he couldn't go through with it. Still, she did not sleep with Damon, but she slept with
Criston, her knight.
Criston. That's one thing, but the rumors of her being with Damon still spread, and Otto used that to destroy her reputation. It kind of worked because Viserys doesn't believe that nothing happened. Sent her moon tea and all of that, but it also played against Otto because Rhaenyra was like, how dare you spy on me, and she convinced her dad she was gonna do her duty, marry the Valerian boy, if he did his duty too and protected his family and got rid of Otto. So this is pretty much where we are. Damon has been sent back to the Vale again. Otto is probably gone. At least, I mean, that's what the king asked. Don't know who's gonna replace him. And yeah, Rhaenyra has tasted freedom and been answered with, you can do that, you're a girl, you don't get to do whatever you please and shit. So we'll see where that leaves them. Let's jump in this episode and find out. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these episodes, and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
In the meantime, let's go.
Tomorrow, Lady Rhea.
Oh,
Cousin?
sorry.
Cavison Company?
I'd rather ride alone.
Is she supposed to be Damon's wife in the Vale?
I don't remember her name.
Maybe. I mean, the place looks like it.
If it is, you're calling her bronze bitch and you don't give her any respect. Is that him? The drama king?
Drama queen, yeah.
Husband,
Back
what
again.
brings you to the Vale? Or have you at last come to consummate our marriage?
Never. Okay.
How long has it been married yet?
He's been insulting them.
You call her
Perhaps your
ugly?
brother has at last had his fill of your company. Cast you aside in favour of a little girl.
She knows which buttons to push.
Yep.
What will you do now?
I'm afraid he'll kill her straight up.
Child's dad.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. She's paralyzed. Her neck
Are
cracked.
you kidding me?
To be fair, I also thought he might try something, but she freaked out. Like, he didn't do shit. You think he would have tried to kill her? It did look ominous.
I knew you couldn't finish. Craven.
Oh, that's a horrible death.
He
So
really,
now
really
he's a
did not like
widow,
her.
I guess?
Well, everyone has been saying that go back to your wife, you're married already. He wants Rhaenyra.
Yay, he's the head of the king. Thank you. Do not disappoint me, man. She's going to meet her future husband.
After so many years of Game of Thrones and seeing the same places
The same
over and
castle
over
over,
again,
yeah.
it's cool to see something new.
I do not wish to see her.
Such is the king's decision. You chose Rhaenyra.
She swore her innocence, and I believed her.
You wanted to believe her.
Stop, man.
If you had not been so relentless in advancing Aegon as heir.
Or pushing your daughter in the king's arms. And we've been noticing everything, man. You're fucking manipulator.
The king will die, and if Rhaenyra succeeds in war will follow. The realm will not accept her, and to secure her claim, she'll have to put your children to the sword.
I hope not.
Either you prepare Aegon to rule, or you cleave to Rhaenyra and pray for her mercy.
You put her in this fucking situation, man. And I know you didn't decide to leave, but like now she's stuck in this fucking situation alone. And you're also making her fucking afraid for the future of her kids. Whether or not it's true, whether or not it's gonna happen. It's all because of him. And the worst is, since I'm pretty sure I know what happens to Rhaenyra because of Joffrey and Game of Thrones and what he says, I'm afraid that this ending will happen because she will put in Aegon's head that, he should be king. And if she doesn't do it, others might.
Where is Lord Corlys? He should be here to receive the king.
He doesn't want to.
My father has but just returned from his long journey, and he has hastened to the Hall of Nine to await your grace's arrival.
He should have still been there.
They've got excuses, but it's definitely, too insulting.
Your father was a good man.
As is yours, who took his place.
The manner of your father's departure feels something of an injustice.
Not if you've seen what he's been doing.
You're perhaps in need of an ally.
I'm the queen. I have no shortage of allies.
Princess Rhaenyra, for example. I did wonder if she could be relied upon now that she is unwell.
I haven't heard anything.
What are you
Beg
doing,
your pardon,
man?
Your Grace, I may be mistaken. The Grand Maester delivered a tea to the princess.
She did not. Did she take it?
She trusted that Rhaenyra did nothing, but now that she's heard about the tea, she'll believe that Rhaenyra has lied, and she will stop trusting her.
Oh,
I must have been in error.
No, it was no error. You know what you're doing. I don't trust you.
What happiness it is to have been wrong.
Oh, God damn. Who the fuck are you? Like, where did you come from? Go back to your hole. She is so vulnerable. Everyone is manipulating her. The whole goal is to leave Rhaenyra with no one, no allies.
Your Grace.
It's getting a lot worse. We're midway through the season. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be soon if he dies.
I wish to propose a marriage between your son, Selena, and my daughter, an heir. It's long past time our houses were united in blood.
You're just saying back what they told you.
We would like to know how the succession will be handled.
Rhaenyra is my heir. She and Selena's firstborn child, regardless of gender, will inherit the Iron Throne from her.
In keeping with Westerosi tradition, their children would take their father's name.
You are not proposing the Targaryen dynasty end with my daughter, simply because she is a woman.
I only seek clarity, Your Grace.
that is an important matter to talk about.
No, the thing is, she's Targaryen and the queen. He'll be an accessory.
Selena and Rhaenyra's children shall take their father's name.
I think he's feeling the pressure of death coming, so he needs to hurry this up.
At such time when their firstborn ascends the Iron Throne,
He'll take the Targaryen name?
he or she will do so bearing the name Targaryen.
Okay.
I mean, they can't change their name when they are being crowned, right?
This is an equitable compromise.
Yep. Since you had nothing, this is good. It's a bit hypocritical of him to be like, oh, was my idea and stuff, when everything he just said was their idea to begin with. But he's the king.
But they wanted him to wed their daughter first.
I know this union is not what you would choose. Dare I say it is a matter of taste. I prefer roast duck to goose.
Does he prefer men?
It's not for a lack of trying.
Okay. I'm taking it as he's gay, and she's really fine with it.
And what do you propose?
We do the duty, and we have fun on the side with others. That's what she learned last
That
episode.
we perform our duty to our fathers and to the realm, and when it's done, each of us dines as we see fit.
So she learned. That's what Damon showed her. This is actually good, because if they both agree to this...
Yeah. They might have a good marriage.
It's kind of like Marjorie and Renly. Yeah, they both needed this to happen, but they also... Marjorie was totally fine with them just being with her brother on the side.
Fucking her brother?
They grew up together. Familiarity is not at issue.
I'm sure Lena was already taken with her.
You know his true nature.
He is denying it. It's just a phase.
We are placing our son in danger.
The lords of the realm bent the knee to Rhaenyra.
That was before there was a true-born prince named
It's true that they would be in danger. Everyone saying Aegon should succeed the king will turn on them, yeah.
Inside jobs can happen.
Especially now that Alicent has, you know,
decided on your head that it's gonna be our son versus Rhaenyra.
it's already happening. People like Otto, that kid, they're already planning this.
You were robbed of the crown.
I never wore the crown because the realm would not have it so.
And I would remedy that by any means necessary.
I myself have put the business behind me.
You gotta move on too, man. His pride gets in the way a lot.
Your betrothed gives you leave. Of her own free will to continue partaking.
Okay. If in the eye of the people they are a good husband and wife, what happened in
Yeah.
the shadows?
If she's fine with it, it could work. But he would be in danger. On two
It's
fronts.
better than we could have hoped for. She has a paramour of her own. I wonder who it is.
Hello. Since I didn't know that Selena was into swords, she will continue with her at King's Garden.
Ah, of course it wasn't a one-time thing. I'm still afraid of consequences, though.
Selena is a good and decent man, but you did not choose him. If there were another path, one that led to freedom, would you tread it?
Is he proposing to run away? He really loves her.
I think he might be,
I have deep knowledge of the port at Sunspear where I've seen the ships of Essos setting sail.
Oh,
you're really, really trying, man, but...
Are you asking for leave?
I'm asking you to come with me, away from all of this.
If she cared about him more than her family and her house, her position, maybe, but...
In Essos, you could marry me.
It sounds beautiful.
it is beautiful.
But there's a big part of her that wants to prove her father wrong about... I mean, the people wrong about her not being fit for the throne, and she wants to, you know, show them what she can do, like...
I am the crown, or I will be. Do you think I would choose infamy in exchange for a bushel of oranges or a ship to a shy?
He meant it in exchange for him, but I guess you
It is
don't.
my duty to marry a noble man from a great house, and Selena will make a fine husband.
That's not what he wants to hear, man.
Well, my marriage does not have to be the end.
Yeah, but what if he wants more? Wouldn't you feel used?
It is using him.
So you want me to be your whore?
I want us to continue as we began with you as my sworn protector.
I took an oath of chastity. I've broken it. I've soiled my white cloak. It is the only thing I have to my fucking name. I thought if we were married, I might be able to restore it.
She won't give you that.
The Iron Throne looms larger than me.
Her dad has talked about Aegon's, you know, dream. But she is basically saying, you gotta forsaken your vow and shit on your white cloak for me, but I won't do anything for you.
No,
I'll just go to you in the dark.
It is being a little bit selfish on her part, that to not really hearing what he's saying, you know? Or not to take consideration to with his feelings.
Sadly, I mean, she is right. The throne is bigger than anything, and she has a duty to her family and all of that. But she is using them. And that's because Damon kind of told her last episode she could take whatever she wanted. But that's not true. There are consequences. I thought it would come in the form of a beheading for Sir Criston, but him just feeling bad about this is also a consequence. I'm afraid he's gonna die either this episode or the next. They're pushing this a lot. And we are also going really quickly with the weddings, so...
I fear I must question you on a delicate matter, Sir Criston.
What's been going on in her chambers at night?
Is he gonna still protect her? Is he gonna tell the truth?
Last episode I was afraid she would tell the truth about this
Yeah.
because people insinuated stuff. This could still happen. If she insinuates, oh, has she been doing anything, and he feels bad, he might say something. I don't know.
My father received an accounting of a lapse of morals that may have occurred between...
Just say the name, because now he's thinking that you're talking about him.
Rather lapses.
It happened, Your Grace.
Oh, fuck.
I have committed it.
Okay.
Shit.
My oath has been broken. I have dishonored myself. I deserve no consideration.
It is
Thank you
still
for
a
your honesty, Sir
betrayal.
Criston.
Well, I mean, Rhaenyra has just
nothing-
said she did not do anything with Damon, which is
She
true.
said that nothing happened at all, that she still has a virtue.
Yeah, it's still bad, and it's confirmation that she lied to her. For one who also already thought that she had no friends in the capital, it's gonna be worse.
Will I be remembered as a good king, Lionel? What will they say of me when the histories are written?
In top 10 best Targaryen kings, you're number 4.
You have carried King Jaehaerys' legacy and kept the realm strong. Is it not better to live in peace than to have songs sung after you are dead?
I really like him. I don't necessarily trust him, but I like what he's been
There's a
saying.
part of me wishes I'd been tested.
To prove your worth.
Many that are tested only wish to have been spared.
Another lord might assure me that I would rise like Aegon the Conqueror given the chance.
Your grace, that is your right.
As always.
He's a good example of someone who's not just trying to manipulate you and by saying what you want to hear. Like,
Oh my god,
Oh
she's
boy.
so bored.
Not
Congratulations,
him.
Your Grace. You have made a fine match for the princess.
Thank you, Lord Jason.
Where is the Queen? I had hoped to pay my respects.
I understand the Queen is still readying herself for the celebrations.
This is why men wage war, because a woman would never be ready for the battle in time.
No one is laughing. Bye.
We are very honored to have you as a guest, Sir Gerald. I was most distressed to hear of the Lady Rhea's tragic passing.
Are there rumors about what happened? He is now without a wife. He can't make a scene at the feast, but still.
Be welcome. As we join together in celebration, we honor House Velaryon with House Targaryen and
The queen? They're putting a lot of emphasis on her. I'm a bit afraid, like...
Well, she's not wearing the colors of her husband's house.
The beacon on the high tower. Do you know what color it glows when Old Town calls its banners to?
Color of
Oh,
her green.
man. She's ready for battle, guys.
She's gonna do what her dad said. She's gonna prepare and fight back.
Congratulations, stepdaughter.
Man, I don't like this. I prefer when they're friends.
Yeah, but she lied to her.
I know.
She thought that they were friends and that she was honest, and she betrayed her.
I'm happy the show gave us the stuff that we don't get to see in Game of Thrones. The feasts, the dances, the ceremonies a little bit, like the hunting parties. The stuff I keep reading about whenever I read something about Game of Thrones.
Well, since we are following one family, I think it's easier to focus on those stuff.
It's
You
not
know?
much different to combat.
I shall hope for a different outcome.
He knows, and now I think he's guessed who her paramour is.
Yeah. But like his boss said, it benefits both of them.
Yeah, but if he can guess, others can guess. You think?
Has anybody ever told you you're nearly as pretty as your brother?
Well, you flatter me, my prince.
You're pushing, man, I think.
I believe Sir Criston has bloodied that white cloak of his with your bridesmaiden hair.
Keep your voice down.
Yeah, especially here.
There are a lot of his.
This is a good thing. She knows your secret, and now you know hers.
Yeah, but it's always dangerous. When too many people start to know the secret, there's a chance it's gonna spread. And there's a lot of jealousy going on. You got Damon just, getting Rhaenyra jealous. You got fucking Criston being jealous on the side. King is dying. Alicent is preparing something.
They make a handsome match, don't they?
You're playing with fire,
The
man.
princess and Sir Lane.
What's your business?
You don't know me, but we are both deeply invested in this union.
Don't insist on this.
Sir Lane is quite dear to me, as I know the princess is to you. But we should swear to each other to guard them and their secrets, because if those are kept safe, and so are we all.
Yeah, but he knows that the queen knows.
Feels like we're preparing for a tragedy right there.
Like the Dothraki says, it's not a wedding yet, but it's not a wedding if there's not a few deaths, right?
And there's rumors, so like, ah, shit, there's a lot happening. He's gonna keep eating that pheasant like more viciously.
Husband, you're eating the plate. Oh, so he's free to be taken then. Right in the open?
We didn't get to see, but... What's up, what's up, what's up? Dude. Why?
Why him? What did he say?
Well, he knew the secret, maybe that's why. But then, like, your anger got a hold of you because, like, and he's gonna die. Everything is happening, man. Everything is happening. Oh, shit.
I told you it was on a feast with a lot of students.
Dude, you lost it.
Oh my goodness. But fuck, but he told Rhaenyra that all he has left is his name.
Someone knew. He got pissed. He just lost it. You ruined it for a lot of people right there, man, though. For yourself, for him.
We stand here tonight in thanks to join two souls as one.
And they did it like fucking...
Other.
After the blood is still on the ground and he just had to rush this.
Yeah, but I think there won't be a week of festivities before the wedding then.
When he announced the tourney, I was like, last tourney that we saw ended in tragedy. I did not have high hopes for this one.
I am yours, and you're mine, whatever may come.
He's gonna kill himself.
I proclaim Lenore of House Velaryon, Rhaenyra of House Targaryen to be man and wife. Now and forever.
Sir Criston.
Oh my god.
Everything is happening at once.
All the blood. Oh. Oh gosh. Weddings in this universe, man. Weddings.
I told ya. There's no wedding with not a few deaths.
No, but just overall, weddings in this universe. How do we call this one? White wedding? Everyone, she was wearing white. He was wearing a white cloak. How do you call this wedding, guys? What's the general,
nickname for this
nickname for this one? I don't know. But, okay, last episode, I talked about consequences to Rhaenyra taking her pleasure elsewhere and doing what Damon has said. Of course, Damon was manipulating things. He does that often to get what he wants. I know, pretty sure, I'm still believing that he was genuinely, he genuinely cared for Rhaenyra and he genuinely wants her.
I think he does.
And there is a part of this that, was for her benefit, but the thing is, when you're Damon, you do shit and you deal with the consequences. You can do that, and I mean, he always seems to manage to keep things, okay for him. Like, he's been told to go back to the Vale, but then he comes back, he's king of the Narrow Sea, and he still manipulates things for himself.
Go back to the Vale, and he comes back and he's a widow.
Yeah, but Rhaenyra is a child, and she's a woman. She is the heir to the throne. There's a lot going on with her. And if doing what Damon wants, unfortunately, there are consequences always. And with her, she was too naive, thinking that everything was going to be fine, that Criston was going to be okay with the arrangement. Her and what's his name again?
Lenore.
They were both, that was something they did not want, but they chose to do it because they knew things were going to be fine on the side. But that's a lot of assuming, and that's a lot of, you're speaking in someone else's name, and obviously Criston was not fine with this, and the whole wedding scene was really well done, like really well shot too. Like there's so much tension with so many characters, the jealousy going around, people talking, saying things to one another, implying other things.
Yeah.
That was just really, really well done. And I felt like the way that they did this, like something bad was going to happen. And I just felt like, oh man, the stress was getting up and up and up. I did not think it was going to come from Criston, but then it makes sense because he was pushed in a situation where he felt like he had nothing. He had lost everything. All he had was his white cloak, like he said. He sullied that, and I like I said, I talked about consequences last episode. I did not think it was going to come from him and his guilty conscience. I think it's because they spent too much time with Jaime Lannister.
Maybe.
A white cloak who was fine with sleeping around with his sister. He, you know, that did not weigh heavily on his conscience, but not all knights are the same, and for him, that was everything he had, whereas for Jaime, he had other things, you know, that kept his pride up and then going.
He was more honorable than Jaime at the beginning, so of
but
course.
Like, knights have vows, and not all knights look up to those vows. Like it's the law and it's their whole life. But for him, it truly mattered. It was everything, and since he cared about Rhaenyra and she kind of, she brought him to her bed and he went for it, he was left with basically his vows meant nothing anymore. So as a true knight, I think he is a true knight. He's still alive.
It was a true knight, but the fact that when she investigate their night together, we saw him hesitating, like thinking about should I do it or should I not.
Yeah.
Like he was thinking about I'm a king's guard. I made an oath.
Yeah. He
but
held his vows really
and
high.
It put in the balance his oath versus his love for his princess, and his love won.
Rhaenyra is constantly being put also in a situation where it's your duty versus what your heart wants. She chose duty, but she expected him to still be there for her, and things are gonna be fine. But that's the thing, like you're basically asking for the milk, the cow, the fucking butter, everything,
the cash, and everything.
You want everything. And unfortunately, that's not how it works, despite what Damon told you. Even Damon, he says this, but if you look at how things are in his life, he doesn't get everything. He doesn't get what he wants. He wanted things to be a certain way, but his family pushed him away. He was stripped of his title of heir. When he wants Rhaenyra, he can't have her. You didn't tell the whole truth, and unfortunately, Rhaenyra was too naive to understand that this is reality, this is life, and you do not get to do whatever you want without consequences. You can do what you want, but
there will be consequences.
And people are not satisfied being told, you basically you spit on your vows. You spat on your vows, and now you get to do that over and over again because I want you to. We care about each other, obviously, but I'm not gonna let go of my vows and of my duty because of you. So she basically said, you're not worth me leaving everything behind, but I'm supposed to be worth you leaving everything behind, I'm not saying this is how she saw it, but this is how it came out. He was saying, he is now he is a king's guard, but since he did that to him, it's kind of like he doesn't deserve it. So he hoped to make things better by at least making what they did worth it and having something respectful out of it.
Yeah.
A true wedding with her.
It's true.
But she was no.
By killing Selenor's bow and trying to kill himself.
Now it's even worse, yeah.
Now they don't have anyone on the side right now. They just have each other, so they need to make it work.
I was talking about before, but now it's just fucking worse. For Rhaenyra and even in the way Lenore, even though it was not he had no real say in this, Rhaenyra found out the hard way that at the end of the day, duty is pretty much all you're left with. This is something you have to do because you trying to have it all led to disaster, and now you have nothing. It sucks. It's a wedding in Game of Thrones universe. It always sucks.
Yeah.
But it's the harsh reality when you are who you are and everyone around you is constantly trying to advance and get rid of you. which brings me to what they said, with Rhaenys and her husband. They were talking about putting their son in danger and all of that. Corliss seems to be really prideful. Like, I'm not saying he wants it for himself, but he truly wants his wife to get the crown she deserves. Like, he's really loyal to her. Every little opportunity to give them what he believes should be theirs.
Their birthright, basically.
Yeah. She seems to be a lot more aware of how things are, and she understands, you do not get what you're owed, and even when you think you might advance, she seems to understand a lot better how things are at court. So her saying, they are putting their son in danger, she's right. Completely right. In many, many ways. Like, him being king consort means that all eyes will be on him. So if it comes out ever that he's gay, even if Rhaenyra is fine with it, people will say bad things. And since everyone is already questioning Rhaenyra as heir, if she has kids with Lenore, and things, there's a rumor that goes around that he's gay, what's stopping people from saying it's not his kids?
They will question the legitimacy of Rhaenyra's children.
Yeah, and since Viserys wanted things to happen quickly, and he gave them a lot. Like, their kids are gonna have your name, but when they get to the throne, they'll have a Targaryen name. He's saying that now because he wants things to work, and he's always done this. He always wants everyone to be happy, and this is his biggest fault to me. Like, he's a good king who's kept the peace,
but he's trying to please everyone at the same time.
Yeah, he's not confrontational. Like, he doesn't say, like, this is how things are gonna be. Like, he lacks a backbone when it comes to this. And as good as it may be for some people, like, he tried to give Rhaenyra what she wanted, and we were like, oh, he's a good dad. This is good. He tried to please, as many people as possible here and there, which sometimes we're like, oh, okay, like, you're trying to keep peace. This is good. This is also bringing a lot of problems in the future. Him giving them that arrangement would probably lead to other people being like, oh, like, I'm a Targaryen supporter, so if her kids don't have the Targaryen name, how are they supposed to be the true heirs to the throne? Like, when we have a kid who's like Aegon Targaryen, he's a legitimate son of the king and stuff, like, they would be talking. It would create more problems for them in the future. And you add to that the jealousy, the families that are trying to manipulate everyone else. Like, it's just fucking sucks. Everyone is working to get rid of Rhaenyra. She's not helping. Oh, man. But yeah, Viserys is gonna die, definitely. If not this episode, but maybe next episode, which I think is why he was already trying to get things working, but he felt like he was rushing this episode. Just the fact that after the whole disaster, they quickly they prepared such a big thing for the wedding, and it ended up being a small affair of only them. Lenore's still crying. There's still blood on the ground. Like, the food is still there.
Someone died at the feast. I don't think that anyone would have stayed for a week of festivities with that in mind.
I think it's all of it. It's everything. It's him, dripping blood everywhere. He's like, oh shit, like, what if he dies before she's married? It's gonna be worse. So he needs things to happen now. So I think it's everything. It's like, oh, okay, there was already something, bad that happened during the feast. We can't have another disaster happen before then.
Yeah, that'd be too much bad omen,
Yeah, and his health getting in the way. Like, he wants to quicken things up. And not just that, too, he also saw Daemon get close to Rhaenyra, and he doesn't know if they kissed. So he's thinking maybe, there's already signs that Daemon has been manipulating things to get Rhaenyra. He got rid of his wife and all of that. So Viserys might be trying again to rush things so as to not allow this, not let that.
But that his brother don't have a freeway to his own daughter.
Yeah, get rid of that quickly. And
I mean, when he learned from Corliss that Daemon's wife has died, he was, Damon.
He did a face.
He did a face, but now you got Lady Rhea's uncle who came to the feast and said, I'm making accusation.
Her cousin? I think it was her cousin.
Cousin, not uncle?
Cousin.
Okay, well,
it's Alicent's uncle that was there and said he stood by her.
Okay, well, when Lady Rhea's family member came and made accusation on Damon. It's like, you're gonna have to pay for what you did.
Which, I mean, same thing as last episode when Damon took Rhaenyra to the brothel. I'm not saying anything happened. To be fair, people are gonna talk and that's all it takes. Rumors are enough. Like, he's still good at manipulating the situation in his favor, and for all, you know, there will be people saying he did, others that are saying he didn't. I did not see him make an attempt, but he was still standing right there with the hood on, waiting for her. He seemed menacing enough that she tried to protect herself, so who knows what he planned on doing. At the end of the day,
He's the one that finished her.
He finished it. That's the thing. So, and he doesn't feel bad about it at all. And to be fair, she was paralyzed. There's no, in this world, there's no life for her in there being like that. I don't think so. And even if there was, she would need assistance, and I don't think she would survive this in the long run. So you could see that as putting her out of her misery. But it turns out that for Damon, it plays in his favor to get rid of his wife.
How convenient.
So, knowing Damon, there's also a lot of possibilities there. Like, I don't think it would have been, below him or, beyond what he can do to try something to get rid of his wife.
I'm sure he went there to do the deed.
He did finish her. He also did that after she was like, I knew you can finish.
He was about to let her in the wild.
Like, get help?
Animals? Come on.
Yeah, who's to say, maybe.
Come on. He didn't love his wife. The fact that she will die was just play right for him.
The thing is, if you think about it, now that she's paralyzed, she can't possibly give him an heir. He could have challenged the marriage by saying, like, I don't have a future with her, so annul the marriage, especially if they never slept together.
They never consummated.
Yeah. She seemed to say that, like, as a spike, like, have you come to finally consume it, like, get it on and stuff, but then she also said, like, not that I'll let you, so I guess they both hated each other, they never cared for this arrangement, and she rejected him completely. Like, she seemed to be, like, she preferred to hunt, and she was... she did not want to be...
It depends. Was she like this at the beginning, or is it because of his treatment to her that she became like that?
I mean, if she had given him a chance, maybe he would have been fine with this, but Damon always strikes me as a character who always wishes to have more than what he's been given, and he felt that he was sent away to die in the Vale and just be forgotten, so every opportunity was a good opportunity to come back home and just prove that he deserved to be there. And he is also a guy, like, he likes to be in charge, he likes to be in control, he likes for things to go his way, so if you try to force him to do something, he'll lash out. That's why, like, last episode, if he was happy to be back with his family and stuff, like, and he realized that he wanted something that he couldn't have, he started, fighting back. Like, he wants things to go his way.
Mm.
So you force him to go back to the Vale, well, getting rid of his wife and coming back, that's one thing. He tries to get Rhaenyra, you tell him you're already married, yeah, getting rid of his wife, that works. Like, everything that works for him will do, as long as he gets what he wants. She had a few good she had a few good spikes sent his way, though, so that was pretty cool. But,
yeah, that was good.
But yeah, the whole fucking ceremony, though, of him trying to make Rhaenyra jealous and stuff, like, dude, that's... I know, like, her dad promised her, you get to choose who you marry, and he already proposed, like, oh, why don't you give her to me? And his brother was saying, you're already married. Well, now that's no longer a problem.
Anymore. But he did turn around with Lady... Leah, right?
Lena.
Lena, yeah.
Lenore and Lena.
Yeah, it did turn around her a couple of times, though.
But I think it's only to make Rhaenyra jealous, and to be fair, she is also the daughter of a very powerful house, so if he wants to play around with anyone, she would be a good choice. Play around just to, keep himself important in the scene, and manipulate his way, but I think it was mainly to get Rhaenyra jealous.
Yeah.
So, because, like, she's no longer is to get. Rhaenyra also, just like his late wife, sent a few good spikes his way. Whether or not there's impotence involved, like, she also did say something like, I assume you came with a sword and stuff. Like, I know they were talking about something, but I took it as, like, are you insinuating that, you know, he should be armed and he's not, or something like that? Like, I thought it was funny, like, the whole, I read it in many different ways, this whole conversation.
When I've said, like, if you want it, come and get it. Like, you want me, take me and make me yours. But you
yet
don't,
he
you,
abandoned her.
But you don't have the guts to do it.
She feels betrayed that he abandoned her last episode.
Yeah.
And whether or not she knows why he left, you know, she kind of said, oh, he left me for a whore, because she can't really say we were getting it on and he couldn't, you know, do anything, so he left. But she feels like he couldn't go through with it, and she tried to, you know, turn that on him and insult him, which, to be fair, is... by the way, I keep listening to myself speak in those videos, and I say the same, you know, to be fair, granted, all of that. Sorry if it gets annoying. It gets annoying to me when I listen to myself, but...
Really?
So, to be fair... He has been moving in, you know, doing a lot of you know, attempts at getting close to her, and he's been saying, like, oh, you know, I thought you were meant to get what you want, and I thought you were supposed to choose.
This is the life that you wanted? You're gonna be miserable.
Like, he's insulting her in a way by saying, oh, you're not getting what you want, but then when she's trying to do something, he also pushes her back. So he's contradicting himself.
Yeah.
So he's giving her a lot of signals, but all of those signals go against each other, so she doesn't really know what to do except being angry.
He's a drama queen.
Yeah, he is.
What did you think about Alicent?
I'm afraid, man.
Coming during the feast late, during the king's speech.
It's all statements.
She interrupted him when he was talking, and...
wearing the colors of war.
From her house.
God damn. It's sad because... it's circumstances, I think there's jealousy in there too. I know some people were saying that, at least in the book, she's supposed to be older, and, you know, it was said that she had a crush on Damon, and maybe one of the reasons why she felt so betrayed
because it turned towards Rhaenyra.
It's because she got close to Damon, and there was the rumor that she really went all the way with him, and she was jealous because she was into Damon. That aside, because I haven't seen anything with her and Damon in the show, at least. I think jealousy could still be something interesting, because last episode was all about how Rhaenyra took what she wanted, or at least she tried to get what she wanted, and she was forced to sleep with the king, who was, you know, older. She was not in love with him, and he's full of wounds. Like, there's nothing enjoyable about this. She's forced to stay in a castle and bear, you know, have kids. She's in a prison.
And on the other side, you got Rhaenyra, who is supposed to be doing her duty to keep her virtue. And but she's having it all with her uncle and now our Kingsguard.
So I'm thinking,
and she's lying on top of it.
I'm thinking maybe one of the reasons why Alicent got so mad about this was because she felt like, I'm doing my duty, I'm going through this, and you're doing that on the side. Which, yes, like she said last episode, she also tried to get some you know, marriage deals going. Like she's the queen, like she's doing her job, she's trying to find suitors, and her and the king were working to get something going for her marriage, and she's not helping, and she's starting rumors, and she's sleeping around. Like, she would get mad at this. But even more so because she feels like Rhaenyra is acting like a child, where she was forced to grow up real quickly.
Well, so Rhaenyra is acting like a child.
Yeah. Well, yeah. To be fair, she is a child.
Yeah, but in those times you need to grow up fast, and as princess and heir to the throne, she needs to act upon it.
Yeah. Well, Alicent now. I mean, the fact that she got to Rhaenyra at the wedding feast, and she was like, you know, stepdaughter. That to me feels like a clear cut of, I'm no longer your friend. You lied to me. Like, yes, she did. Like, nothing happened with Damon, but she still lied to Alicent. And now that she knows that something really happened with Criston.
By the way, do you imagine that if Alicent told Sir Criston that the rumors were about Damon,
it would have been worse.
Yeah, because it is already bad that he thinks that he forsake his oath to her and she just wants to have something on the side with him. But to believe that she had something with her uncle And right after that, she had something with him.
Well, he never said anything about her and Damon. He just said he had something with him.
No, but if Alicent told him, oh, there have been some rumors about the princess.
Oh, him just confirming that he
Damon.
did something and not saying anything about. So she would have thought she did both. I don't know. It's the same result. Like she knows that Rhaenyra lied to her, and the whole situation of her believing Rhaenyra over her father led to Otto being sent away. So now she's alone in the capital with seemingly no one to support her, and her last friend is lying to her.
Betrayed her.
So it is war, not only, you know, between them two, but just now she will wholeheartedly believe what Otto said about Rhaenyra choosing, like she had two choices according to her dad, which to me, like, no, there are many other choices. It's just that in this world, fear of what people will do, what people will be forced to do, because when you're in this position, you have to listen to the lords, you have to make them happy, and if your children are, you know, in danger, you will get rid of the others. You'll get rid of the other potential heirs. This is not so crazy, not such a crazy idea. I don't believe Rhaenyra would do this, but who's to say in a few years maybe she'll change. So Otto putting the fear of God in his daughter's mind, it's not too far-fetched, but it is still to fucking advance their family, and it just leads to more planning, manipulation and stuff. Doesn't help that the son of the new hand of the king is apparently, you know, trying to manipulate her as well. Like, what's in it for him? I don't know. Which, by the way, I love the new hand of the king.
Yeah.
But his son now being a player for whatever reason and trying to, you know, push Alicent in ways, because obviously that's what he was doing.
I didn't think that he was his son.
Well, he did say he was.
No,
So
I know, but it's weird because both of them look to be like the same age, you know?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
And
but
people have kids really young in this universe.
Yeah, I mean, but I was surprised. But it's true that we don't know what his agenda is regarding the head of the king's son. Sorry.
Well, the hand of the king, we don't know him much. All I know about him is that whenever he spoke, what he said to me sounded pretty good, pretty wise. So I was happy he was hand of the king. But now that his son is actively trying to manipulate things, I'm also thinking, like, is he doing this on his own, or is there something going on with his dad? Like, have we switched one bad hand of the king to another bad hand of the king? I need to see more of that, but I don't like what he's doing.
Maybe now that his father is in a position of power,
He feels like he can.
I
do
mean,
that.
he has a limp. Like he's, and I don't say injured, but he has an handicap. You know?
Yeah.
So maybe he's trying to gain the queen's favors to have more power, because it's only for him to
He's
have
playing
some.
a dangerous game, and I don't like that, because Alicent did not need more people whispering in her ear to push her against Rhaenyra, because that's, like I said, she's going to follow what Otto said. Now she believes that her two options are either you get really close to Rhaenyra so that she doesn't touch your children because she cares about you too much,
She chose fight.
or you fight. And she feels like she has nothing else to do but fight because she can't trust Rhaenyra anymore. So if she can't trust her now, when it matters in the future, she'll be too afraid. So yeah, she chose to fight. So she'll be not necessarily grooming, but maybe her children to believe that they should be the heirs. Her family said, like, we stand with you, which to me sounds like she has allies, and she will always have allies, because there are people who will never accept Rhaenyra as queen. Even if they accepted this line of succession as the true line, I'm almost expecting people to kind of overlook her and look at her new husband.
Because he's the
king, and he's a guy, but he's a king consort. Like, he's not even supposed to matter when it comes to decisions and stuff. It's supposed to be her, but people will constantly overlook her because she's a woman. And now that she's married, I'm afraid that the realm will be divided in many, many ways. People will either look to her husband, or people will look to her brother,
Aegon.
Yep. And now that Alicent will probably push for Aegon, like, to believe that he deserves the chair. It's kind of like Joffrey was the heir to the throne, but it kind of gives me vibes, like, I don't know, I kind of wish, I hope Alicent will not go there, but it gives me Cersei telling Joffrey, like, we take what we want, like, vibes of, you know, just putting in his head
Like,
that,
like it is your birthright. Take it. Act like like you're supposed to be there. You know.
Because especially, I'll say it again, but I know what happens to a certain Rhaenyra Targaryen, and if this is the same Rhaenyra, I kind of see how we could end there, you know. I definitely see how this could lead to what Joffrey said to Marjorie, pointing at her corpse. How it ends. I'm afraid. Well, I'm afraid. I know it ends this way, so it's not about being afraid. It's just, it's seeing the tragedy, you know, unfolding and being like, fuck, man.
But do you think that maybe Alicent will not have act like this if Rhaenyra has been truthful to her? Or it would have been the same, you think?
Maybe it would have led to jealousy, is still like anger maybe, but it's really the fact that she broke her trust that pushed her the other way. Because if she can't trust her with this, she can't trust her with the life of her children. Anyway, next episode probably the king is gonna die. So I mean the time skip is gonna happen at one point. Like we're gonna switch actors and we'll see
at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, we're we're midway through this season. We had a crazy wedding, as usual, and
the Dothraki people would have been proud.
Well, we only had one death. We almost had two.
Yeah.
I don't know what Alicent is gonna do with Criston,
do you think that she's gonna maybe try to use him?
Maybe. I don't know. He seems to be like, I have nothing left.
Lost.
And after what he did, I don't even know if he can stay a Kingsguard. Because, like, at the very least, Lenore is gonna be like, I don't accept that.
True.
Like, he has the right to ask for a retribution or something. Like, the guy doesn't matter. He's a knight. Like, he can be dismissed and killed. So I don't know. Like, if he gets under Alicent's protection, I don't know what will happen there, but we'll see. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this with us. If you want to see the next 2 episodes right away, they are on Patreon already. You can check them out. The link is in the description below.
Yep, and if you don't want to have the next one, shall be on YouTube pretty soon. So
Yes.
we're gonna see you there, guys.
Bye.